हरे कृष्ण। We'll have a short kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nite Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nite Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jai Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva 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 Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhansa Nityalela Pravishta Parivrajakacarya Ashtotra Shati Shishimad His Divine Grace Abhijana Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhansa Nityalela Pravishta Parivrajakacarya Ashtotra Shati Shishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Guru Parampara Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shadagoswami Prabhu Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय नामाचार्य शिला ठाकुर हरिदास की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन धाम की जय ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्रम श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय गंगा मैया की जय यमुना मैया की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय वर्ल्ड वाइड इस्कॉन की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे 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 बोल All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah. Yeah, you can leave it to Sundar. Thanks. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. We'll start from reading from Shri Yusha Upanishad. We'll just recite the translations. So we can start with the invocation. And do you have mics? Different devotees can read. I'll start and you can pass around so each person can read like 2 translations. So the invocation. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself, because He is the complete whole. Even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains the complete balance. Jai.
All.
Mantra 1. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong.
Maybe you can read 2 per person.
One may aspire to live for hundreds of years if he continuously goes on working in that way, for that sort of work will not bind him to the laws of karma. There is no alternative to this way for man. Hare Krishna, you all can open this blue book also if you like. It is having the pink
The killer of the soul, whoever he may be, must enter into the planets known as worlds of the faithless, full of darkness and ignorance. Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can become all others running. The powerful demigod cannot approach him, although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence.
Actually, you can read from this.
The Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He is far away, but He is very near as well. He is within everything, and yet He is outside of everything. He who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as His parts and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything or any being.
One who always sees all living entities as spiritual sparks, in quality one with the Lord, becomes a true knower of things. What then can be illusion or anxiety for him? Mantra 8. Such a person must factually know the greatest of all, the personality of Godhead, who is unembodied, omniscient, beyond reproach, without veins, pure and uncontaminated, the self-sufficient philosopher who has been fulfilling everyone's desire since time immemorial.
Those who engage in the culture of nascent activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. Worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge. 10. So the wise have explained that one result is derived from the culture of knowledge and that a different result is obtained from the culture of nescience. Mantra 11. Only one who can learn the process of nescience and that of transcendental knowledge side by side can transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and enjoy the full blessings of immortality.
Those who are engaged in the worship of demigods enter into the darkest region of ignorance, and still more so do the worshippers of the impersonal Absolute. It is said that one result is obtained by worshipping the supreme cause of all causes, and that another result is obtained by worshipping what is not supreme. All this is heard from the undisturbed authorities who clearly explained it. 14. Yeah, please.
One should know perfectly the personality of the Godhead Sri Krishna and his transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastimes, as well as the temporary material creation with its temporary demigods meant and animals. When one knows these, he surpasses death and the ephemeral cosmic manifestation with it. And in the eternal kingdom of God, he enjoys his eternal life of bliss and knowledge. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, the destination of the pure devotees, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun as I am I.
You can read 17 and 18. 17. Mic. You have a built-in mic.
Let this temporary body be burned to ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices, and because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. O my Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, now I offer you all obeisances, falling in the ground at your feet. O my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions to my past sins, so that there will be no hindrance to my progress.
Jai Shrimad Ishopanishad ki Jai. Next we'll read from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. If you want, you can join us to recite one of the verses from the Bhagavad Gita and have a small discussion. So we'll read a portion of the verses from the 13th chapter, 8 to 12. This is in page, it's at different pages in different books, I guess. 572 in this edition. So we'll read the Sanskrit and then the English. Amanitvam adambetvam, amanitvam adambetvam, ahimsa shanktirarjavam, acharyopasanam saucham, stairyam atma vinigraha, indriyarteshu vairagyam, anahankara evacha, janma mrityu jara vyadi, dukkha doshanu darshanam, asaktir anabesvangaha, putra dara grahadishu, nityam cha samachittatvam, ishtanishtopapatishu, mayi chananya yogena, bhaktir avyabhicharini, vivikta desha sevitvam, aratirjana samsadi, adhyatma jnana nityatvam, tattva jnanartha darshanam, etat jnanam iti proktam, ajnanam yad atonyata, So we'll read the translation because the word to word is almost similar. Humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be, is ignorance. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This process of knowledge is sometimes misunderstood by less intelligent men as being the interaction of the field of activity. But actually, this is the real process of knowledge. If one accepts this process, then the possibility of approaching the absolute truth exists. This is not the interaction of the 24 elements as described before. This is actually the means to get out of the entanglement of those elements. The embodied soul is entrapped by the body, which is a casing made of the 24 elements. And the process of knowledge, as described here, is the means to get out of it. Of all the descriptions of the process of knowledge, the most important point is described in the first line of the 11th verse. Mayi chananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. The process of knowledge terminates in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. So if one does not approach or is not able to approach the transcendental service of the Lord, then the other 19 items are of no particular value. But if one takes to devotional service in full Krishna consciousness, the other 19 items automatically develop within him. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate sura. All the good qualities of knowledge develop in one who has attained the stage of devotional service. The principle of accepting a spiritual master, as mentioned in the 8th verse, is essential. Even for one who takes to devotional service, it is most important. Transcendental life begins when one accepts a bona fide spiritual master. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, clearly states here that this process of knowledge is the actual path. Anything speculated beyond this is nonsense. As for the knowledge outlined here, the items may be analyzed as follows. Humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. I'll read it again. Humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. The material conception of life makes us very eager to receive honor from others. But from the point of view of a man in perfect knowledge, who knows that he is not this body, anything, honor or dishonor, pertaining to this body is useless. One should not be hankering after this material deception. People are very anxious to be famous for their religion, and consequently, sometimes it is found that without understanding the principles of religion, one enters into some group which is not actually following religious principles and then wants to advertise himself as a religious mentor. As for actual advancement in spiritual science, one should have a test to see how far he is progressing. He can judge by these items. So we'll pause there and discuss on these points. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangsha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Bhansha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhubhe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Jaitam Surato Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Mat Sarvasya Padambojo Radha Madana Mohano He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you all for coming once again. So for today's discussion, we thought of elaborating on this point of humility that Srila Prabhupada refers to in this purport so nicely. So I'll read the definition once again. He says, humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. So why is that a bad thing? Why we shouldn't be honored by others? Why we shouldn't be honored? Why we shouldn't be anxious to receive honor from others? You have the mic.
That was in the purport that we just read. Prabhupada says that the honor and dishonor belongs to the body, and after all, we are not the body. For the point of one who is self-realized, anything pertaining to the body is useless.
Very nice. Yes. So by the nature of this world, there is duality. There is honor. The moment there is honor, there is also dishonor. The moment there is heat, there is cold. The moment there is happiness, there is distress. So there is always a counterpart. It's like two sides of a coin. So if you want one side only, that's not going to happen. You are going to get the other side also. So if you are interested in one side, but not the other side, that's not going to work out. But if you are anxious for the satisfaction of honor from others, you should be prepared for receiving dishonor also. So if your focus is on receiving happiness when you are by honor, that means are you prepared to receive distress when you are dishonored also? That's very, very painful. Krishna also says elsewhere in the Bhagavad Gita, for one who is honored, dishonor is worse than death. Because sometimes it feels nice to be honored, why is that duality exists? So that's the next question you should ask. So why can't it be just one thing? Why is that duality exists? So that's the nature of this world. Everything has two sides, and so the question is then, why is this world designed like that? Why is this world designed with these things? Why can't there be just permanent happiness or permanent satisfaction? Everything. Why can't there be everything permanent?
God is giving these opportunities. Hare Krishna. So God is giving a choice.
Uh-huh.
Which one you want to choose? Whether you want to happy or unhappy, or it's kind of choice.
But
then
nobody wants to be unhappy, right?
Of course, but it's giving a choice. But
so why would somebody want to be unhappy? Actually, everybody is trying for happiness, but they end up being unhappy, even though they don't want to.
But
out of ignorance. So that's something Prabhupada is referring here also. The material conception of life makes us very eager to receive honor from the others, but the point of view of a man in perfect knowledge, anything pertaining to his body is useless. In other words, what is this knowledge that Krishna is talking about here and Srila Prabhupada is explaining here? So that will help us understand, and as Narendra Prabhu nicely said, it is the ignorance of this knowledge that causes us to face this duality. So honor and dishonor is one example. Happiness and distress, heat and cold, everything there is a duality. Like pain and pleasure, it's always mixed. So Krishna very nicely explains that knowledge in one of the verses which we'll read next. It's in the 4th chapter, verse number 35. Yes. It's in the purport of this verse explains that. So verse 35 from the 4th chapter. It's in. Is it page 234?
Yeah, 234.
Okay. Yagyatva punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava ena bhutani asheshani drakshasi atmani ato mayi. Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. So this is real knowledge. Real knowledge means to see all living beings as part of the Supreme and belonging to Supreme. Right now in a material conception of life, we don't have that conception. That's what Prabhupada refers in the other purport as material conception of life. Why? Because we think we are the Supreme, or we think we are so great. And as a result of that consciousness that, I am the center, I deserve fame, I deserve name, I deserve honor, we expect those things from others. It would work if we were the only one like that and others weren't like that. The problem in this world is everybody is like that. they also want honor, and so everybody is trying to compete. So we have this survival of the fittest phenomenon, competing for everybody. Everybody's competing for the shared resources of this world. So you have to prove yourself. You have to do so much hard work to prove yourself to receive that honor, and next guy comes and takes it away, and then you lose it. So that's the hard struggle that's going on, and that's the whole thing is as a result of not having this proper knowledge to see everything and everyone as belonging to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So in this purport, this is further explained. Both the knowledge and the ignorance and how we think in ignorance is nicely explained in this purport. So, Sundar, do you want to read that purport? You can use a mic.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The result of receiving knowledge from a self-realized soul, or one who knows things as they are, is learning that all living beings are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. The sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. Ma, not, ya, this. Some think that we have nothing to do with Krishna, and Krishna is only a great historical personality, and that the absolute truth is the impersonal Brahman. Factually, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, this impersonal Brahman is the personal effulgence of Krishna. Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of everything. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. Even the millions of incarnations are only his different expansions. Similarly, the living entities are also expansions of Krishna. The Mayavadi philosophers wrongly think that Krishna loses his own separate existence in his many expansions. This thought is material in nature. We have experienced in the material world that a thing, when fragmentally distributed, loses its own original identity. But the Mayavadi philosophers fail to understand that absolute means that 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, and that 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. This is the case of the absolute world. For want of sufficient knowledge in the absolute science, we are now covered with illusion, and therefore we think that we are separate from Krishna. Although we are separated parts of Krishna, we are nevertheless not different from him. The bodily difference of the living entity is Maya, or not actual fact. We are all meant to satisfy Krishna. By Maya alone, Arjuna thought that a temporary bodily relationship with his kinsmen was more important than his eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. The whole teaching of the Gita is targeted towards this end, that the living being as Krishna's eternal servitor cannot be separated from Krishna, and his sense of being an identity apart from Krishna is called Maya. The living entities as a separate parts and parcel of the Supreme have a purpose to fulfill. Having forgotten that purpose since time immemorial, they are situated in different bodies as men, animals, demigod, etc. Such bodily difference arises from forgetfulness and forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. But when one is engaged in transcendental service through Krishna consciousness, one becomes at once liberated from this illusion. One can acquire such pure knowledge only from the bona fide spiritual master, and thereby avoid the delusion that the living entity is equal to Krishna. Perfect knowledge is that the Supreme Soul Krishna is a supreme shelter for all living entities, and giving them such shelter, the living entities are deluded by the material energy, imagining themselves to have separate identity. Thus, under different standards of material identity, they become forgetful of Krishna. When, however, such deluded living entities become situated in Krishna consciousness, it is to be understood that they are on the path of liberation, as confirmed in the Bhagavatam. Muktir hitvanayata rupam swarupena vyavastitihi. Liberation means to be situated in one's constitutional position as eternal servant of Krishna consciousness.
Jai. Thank you, Sundar. So if you understood this purport, you can feel more fortunate than having billions and trillions of dollars in your bank account. because this is so valuable. This knowledge in these short paragraphs here, it's more than any wealth you can imagine ever getting in the rest of your life. I'll explain why so. But this is the knowledge that Krishna is giving, and that's why the Gita is so, it's a timeless wisdom. Gita was originally spoken by Shri Krishna to Arjuna 5,000 years back, but still it's relevant for every one of us today, and it will be so for the rest of eternity. Because this knowledge is absolute, or this knowledge is not dependent on time or conditions. It's applicable to everybody universally at all times. So here there are lots of points here explaining, and being explained here, and they are related to this topic that we are discussing. So as we discussed, so the reason we are anxious for receiving honor from others is because we think we are independent in this world. And why is that? Why do we have that conception? Why is Krishna created this world such that we have that conception? So here it's explained nicely. The living entities, as separate parts and parcels of the Supreme, have a purpose to fulfill. Actually, prior to that, we can start from that. The whole teaching of the Gita is targeted toward this end. So this is you can say Gita in like one line. That a living being as Krishna's eternal servitor cannot be separated from Krishna, and his sense of being an identity apart from Krishna is called Maya. The living entities as separate parts and parcels of the Supreme have a purpose to fulfill. Having forgotten that purpose since time immemorial, they are situated in different bodies as men, animals, demigods, etc. Such bodily differences arise from forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. So that's why we are here. We have a relationship with Krishna, but do we feel that relationship now? Do we all think, or do we all act on that relationship normally? Of course, as practitioners of Bhakti Yoga, we try to revive that consciousness, but many of us may not be acting at that consciousness all the time. So, if we are related to Krishna, look at our current condition. We don't have any clue about Krishna, or what is our relationship with Krishna, or how to act in that relationship with Krishna. So this is the effect. This is the effect of our desire to forget Lord, or to act independent of God. So that is what this material world is created for. It affords that illusion, because there is only one truth, which is Krishna is the controller of everything, and he is the proprietor of everything, and he is the absolute truth. So if you don't want to accept that, as you said, Krishna gives a choice. So that choice is the form of this material world, where even though Krishna is completely connected with this world, like everything in this world belongs to Krishna, and everything here is provided by Krishna for a particular purpose, he remains hidden, so that we can get the illusion that, this is my country, this is my home, this is our nation, there's nobody to control, the space is ours, the land is ours, the sea is ours, all living beings are ours, we can do anything we want, we can enjoy anything we want. So it's to give us that illusion as if Krishna is not there. This material world affords that illusion. So that illusion is what is referred to here as Maya, or that which is not. And earlier it said the sense of existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. So only because we want to entertain a reality that doesn't have Krishna in it, this whole world is there. It is simply to fulfill that desire of the jiva, to enjoy a reality without Krishna. But actually in relationship there is nothing without Krishna. That is why such a reality cannot really exist. Such a reality has to be only an illusion. Because if there were something that was really not related to Krishna, then that is real. But actually there is nothing that's not related to there's nothing that's not connected to Krishna. So that's why in the first part of the purport and the rest of the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains how everything is actually connected to Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme controller and proprietor and enjoyer of everything. And there are so many innumerable incarnations of Krishna. They are all actually emanations from him. And all the living beings, each of us, our Atma, each of us is an expansion of Krishna. And all this matter here, earth, water, air, fire, ether, the mind, intelligence, false ego, all this matter is also separated energy of Krishna. So if you connect everything is actually connected with Krishna, but actually he gives us the illusion that as if it's not connected. So when we are in the condition of illusion, that's when we think I am all in all, I am great, and we try to compete with others, and in that process we try to gain honor, fame, name, and all that. But the downside of such a consciousness is you can maybe have that for some time, but it's just temporary and it's going to go away. And then you have to work so hard, and then at the end of it, it's not worth it. So maybe some people are successful sometimes, but you can see from history, so many people have come and gone, so many countries have come and gone, so many civilizations have come and gone. Nobody can permanently enjoy anything in this world, because the world is created in such a way that it's just a illusion and nothing is permanent here. So if somebody is trying to expect honor for their achievements in such a temporary sphere, it's actually not very intelligent, because one should seek after the permanent things in life, not the temporary things. Just like if in a dream, if you're trying to become a billionaire, that doesn't have any value the moment you wake up. Like in your dream, you may be doing so many things, but it doesn't have any value the moment you wake up. So similarly, this entire material creation, whatever the material body we have, the material concept we have, everything is it's real, but in a greater sense, it's a dream. So because that is not our real position, or that's not our real situation. So then what is our real position? If this is not our real position, then what is our real position? So that's also explained here. The living entities as separated parts and parcels of the Supreme have a purpose to fulfill. And what is that purpose? The Prabhupada explains later. That purpose is actually rendering service to God. So that is the real purpose of our existence. So if we live life in that consciousness as a servant of God, then we can understand how everything is actually connected with God and nothing is separate from God, and that is actually real freedom. In other words, that is the happiness we are actually seeking, but because of illusion, we are not seeking that happiness through our relationship with God, but we are trying to seek that happiness by pretending to be God, and that's why we expect others to respect us or honor us or praise us. And to get all that, we may study, we may work, we may earn, we may decorate ourselves very beautifully. We may do all those things. If you look at the end of the day, what is that all that for? It is for getting recognition from people that, yeah, you are great or you are good. That is a material conception of things. But the real satisfaction of the heart doesn't come from that. Even if you get that, it's not going to satisfy the heart, because that desire burns like a fire. The more you feed like fuel to a fire, the fire only burns. So is there any history of anybody being satisfied by being, honored by others? Right? So many people, they get so much attention in the press, but it's always mixed. And there are so many people ready to bring them down. And in fact, the real flaw of material life is, if you actually look at the lives of those people who have such attention from the media, it's really hellish, because they can't even go out to buy an apple or something because there is so much attention for them. They'd always have security guards next to them if they are famous personalities. Sorry? Yes, exactly. So the comment was, people are always trying to bring them down. So if you really look into the heart of such people, their satisfaction is not coming from those things. Because so that's why it's a complete illusion that people are living in this world, and the media and press and everybody just glorifies, and all the education and everything we get is geared to get more of those in a hope to be happy and successful. That's what success is defined in the modern world. Whereas the Gita very simply says that you're not going to be satisfied by such external things. So whereas the real pleasure or satisfaction of the heart comes from the recognizing our real relationship with Krishna and accepting that relationship and acting on that relationship. So there is knowledge, there's acceptance, and then there's action. So those are the main reasons why the Bhagavad Gita is spoken, to help us come back to that real knowledge. And when we are acting in that knowledge, the same world and same people around us, but it's a completely different experience. Because there is no need to compete with anybody. Doesn't mean that you be the worst performer, but you can do the best you can. But doesn't have to compare with anybody, doesn't have to show that you are the best. Because your satisfaction comes from doing the best that you can as a service to Krishna. And that's it. It's just between you and Krishna. It's not about how others praise you or don't praise you. That satisfaction is so much more valuable than the satisfaction we may get from temporarily being honored by others, because there is always the danger of being dishonored at the next moment. Whereas when we are focused on our service to Krishna and we do our best, sometimes we may succeed and sometimes we may fail. But Krishna is so loving master that he helps us correct and move on, and he continuously gives us the intelligence and ability to serve him more and more. So there's no failure in that sense. So there's always only success. That's why it's called absolute, because anything you do for Krishna is absolute. So there's no duality in that platform. Even if you externally seemingly fail, but still Krishna appreciates your effort. So Krishna is not looking for your results. Krishna looks for your effort. How much you have tried to. Because results one may get or one may not get. That's based on one's karma. One may have a wealthy position or one may be a very simple, humble servant. But it doesn't matter how much of your heart you are willing to give to Krishna. So that is the essential point of this Bhagavad Gita, that it gives us a consciousness. It helps us gain a consciousness by which we can always be happy, always be peaceful. And the foundation of that consciousness is this knowledge. And to accept this knowledge is real humility. To accept that I am a servant of Krishna and be happy with that. Like, there's no need to, complain why I'm like this, why I'm like that. Actually, the whole knowledge is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita, showing us how you can be happy in that consciousness. And that consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. It's as simple as that. Because being conscious of Krishna at every moment and every act of life and every sphere of life. For example, if you have a family, normally people may think that, they have relationship only within the family, it's my husband, my wife, my children, like that. But when we are Krishna conscious, we see our own family members are also as servants of Krishna and treat them with that respect. Even if they are children, we understand that they are not my property. Because sometimes parents control their children. They live their life through their children. I didn't do this in my life, so you have to study and you have to go to this particular college and you have to do this. They don't care about the child's wish, because they want to live their life through their children and force them, and the children rebel, and so all that consciousness comes because they think it's my property. Whereas if you think my children is actually Krishna's property. So all the Atmas are belonging to Krishna, and Krishna has entrusted me these souls to take care and then do my service properly to them. Then that's same family, but you are dealing within a Krishna conscious way. So this basic knowledge of accepting us as part and parcel of Krishna and accepting everybody else as part and parcel of Krishna and acting in that relationship is the foundation of life. So that is the real humility, or basically humility in the deepest sense simply means accepting our real position. That's what humility really means. Right now we don't want to be humble. We want to have a conception that we are great and we are the center and everything, but that's not going to give us what we want. Whereas when we become really humble, then it's so easy to accept this knowledge. That's why you don't have to be a Sanskrit Pandit or a great philosopher or a great worshipper, or you don't need to know so many rituals of puja, and you don't need to know anything to become Krishna conscious. It's simply acceptance of this knowledge that I am part and parcel of Krishna, and there is a purpose for which I exist, which is to serve Krishna and be happy in that relationship and help everybody around me revive their relationship with Krishna and do my best to serve everybody in that capacity. So that's all we need to do, and accepting that is real humility. So when we have that conception of life takes on a completely different it's actually very beautiful to live life in that consciousness. So for example, when somebody is in that consciousness, they'll always respect others because they know, they don't try to prove themselves correct all the time, because we are just a tiny part and parcel. So there are others that may have know things better, that may be more knowledgeable, more intelligent than us. So it's very easy to accept that fact and then take their help. So when we are humble, we actually take help, and then we can proceed and cover our mistakes, or protect ourselves from our mistakes. So if you are not humble, then we want to always prove that we are correct, and then we don't want to take help even when it's available. We want to prove that I can do by myself. That's typical with kids, right? Kids, the parents know what is good for them. They may do this exactly. They say, no, I want to do it myself. They always have this tendency to do it, because that tendency to prove ourselves. Children are innocent, so you can see that consciousness manifested directly. When we become adults, we kind of cover it up so that others don't perceive that, even though that consciousness is still inside. We just be very polished, so you can't perceive that. But the tendency is within the heart. Whereas with children, it just comes out naturally. No, I want to do it myself. So that tendency to accept help, that is a sign of humility. And humility also really means actually honesty. Because if you accept this fact that I'm a servant of Krishna and my duty is to serve him, that is actually being really honest with ourselves. When we don't accept that, that's when we pretend in the illusory concept of life that I am great and I am this and that, and expect others to serve me or respect me. So accepting the real constitutional position is the most honest way to live. Yes, this is the truth that Krishna is saying, and I accept that. So the Shastras have a lot of examples of many personalities who have demonstrated extreme levels of humility. So some of them we can't imitate, but we can appreciate to some extent to understand what it means to be really humble. So can anybody give some examples of that you remember from the scriptures? Raghunath Das Goswami. Yeah, you want to take a mic?
I was saying Raghunath Das Goswami.
Can you tell about?
Like how even the prasadam of Jagannath, he would not actually, he would actually look at some very stale piece of this thing. Maybe you can tell me.
Right. So Raghunath Das Goswami is one of our acharyas. So he came from a multi-billionaire family in India and Bengal at that time. But he renounced everything to serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and develop his Krishna consciousness. So because he went away from the family, the parents sent a couple of cooks for him while he was staying in ashram in Jagannath Puri. And then for some time he accepted their service. These are like Brahmana cooks, first class cooks. But later he felt that's too much opulent for him. He shouldn't be taking service from them. He should be more simple. And then he went to just accept some prasad from the Jagannath temple. He would just stand at the Singadwara gate and accept whatever prasad anybody gives. After some time, he stopped even doing that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, why does Raghunath doesn't do that anymore? Oh, what's wrong with it? He said, and then his secretary Swarup Damodar Goswami, he knew about Raghunath's intention. So he told, because he feels by standing there, he's now expecting, okay, this person gave me yesterday, he will give me today. This person didn't give me yesterday. You have this calculation mentality. So he felt that's like a prostitute to expect that this person will satisfy me, this person won't satisfy me, like that. So he didn't want to do that. And then he just started taking the remnants left from the shopkeepers. The shopkeepers, they would sell the prasadam, and then whatever they would throw, he would sometimes take the remnants from there. And later on, he felt even he is not qualified even for taking that prasadam. And then the cows would eat that prasadam, and then they would leave their remnants. And then he would just take that prasadam, because that's how much he honored Lord Jagannath and respected the prasadam of Lord Jagannath, and that's how insignificant he considered himself. So this is just to show how humble. And so he would take, when nobody is there in the night, he would just go and collect those few grains left from the things that cows even won't eat, and then he would clean them up and then take the kernel from that, and then he would just eat that. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna himself, coming in the form of a devotee, so when he saw this, he went, and one day when Raghunath Das Goswami was eating that prasadam, he grabbed a handful from his palm and then he started eating it. And Raghunath Das Goswami protested, no, this is not fit for you. No, this is not fit for you, because you are the Supreme Lord. Why should you eat this? He said no, because the mood of Raghunath Das Goswami was, the Lord was so pleased with his mood of humility and how much respect and appreciation he has for Jagannath's prasadam. So that is what really gives satisfaction to the heart. Because we are always connected with Krishna. Krishna's pleasure is our pleasure. So the more we think and act in that terms, the more we are implicitly happy. We don't need recognition from somebody else or a certificate from somebody else saying, okay, you are a good devotee, you are a nice devotee. You don't need anything else to be happy. Just your own devotion itself will make you so happy. And that's what is referred in the last line of the purport here. Liberation means to be situated in one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of Krishna in Krishna consciousness. So that's real liberation. which means you get everything that you are asking for by in this consciousness. Right now we are actually conditioned and we are struggling in that consciousness to fulfill our illusory consciousness, whereas liberation means being in the real constitutional position and enjoying everything we aspire for. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. I have one small comment here. There are two things, humility and dainyata. The dainyata is little different from humility. Humility is called amanata. Amanata means who does not desire to be honored. Okay. Dainyata is a step forward, and it is not just amanata. It is kind of sacrificing yourself before Lord. So that's even a step forward. It is so there is a slight difference, and that is what I am trying to say. It is not only he has the knowledge of he has amanata anyway, but now he has gone further and he sacrificed himself towards.
Very nice point. Yeah, exactly. It's not like just one level. There are deeper and deeper levels of humility. So, very nice point. Yeah. So the basic things like respect and other things are, at least that's more like being civilized. But there are deeper and deeper emotions. That's why humility is considered as the foundation. Oh, it's an echo.
Oh, somebody is listening.
Okay. It's like actually the word humility itself comes from the Latin root humus, which refers to the fertile part of the soil that's under the ground. So that fertility is what helps the plants grow. So when somebody comes to the garden, they appreciate the flowers, they appreciate the fruits, they take everything. Who appreciates the soil? Right? But everything springs forth from that humus, which is actually under the ground. But that serves as a foundation for the plant. But everybody appreciates the outcome. But so that's what humility means. People don't have to accept me. People don't have to appreciate me. For example, Srila Prabhupada exemplified that in such a great manner by naming his society as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. If you look at most of the Swamis in India, the movement is known after the person, not after God. I don't want to name anything, but you can guess any name you take, it's usually their name, that's the name of the society. Whereas Srila Prabhupada put Krishna in the forefront. So that is another aspect of humility, to be transparent. It's not that we need to be as an instrument for God, but doesn't mean that people need to know that we are the instrument. Because our satisfaction comes from just being the instrument, not from being recognized as the instrument. So being transparent is another aspect of humility. And there's no need for any external recognition because the devotee is so satisfied in putting Lord in the forefront. And
just one more point. See, the Sanskrit word is amanata. Humility may not be exactly equivalent to amanata. We should be only discussing about amanata because that is the Sanskrit word, what is Lord Krishna is saying.
Right, but Srila Prabhupada translates it as humility.
It's a pretty good translation for amanata is humility, but it is not exact translation still.
Yeah, we accept, I don't know Sanskrit, so we accept whatever Srila Prabhupada has given. And actually that is another aspect.
There are not English equivalent words are not there. That is why he has put humility. He has done his perfect job. No, there's nothing wrong. But there are, in Sanskrit you can say something and then you try to translate it, it doesn't come many times.
That's true. Actually many words are like that, but the meaning is clear. Yes, it's not, that's why the real point of the Gita is to develop the consciousness, that technicalities are secondary. But the real point we understand what Krishna means by humility, right? It's basically not having the satisfaction of being honored by others, which is what Srila Prabhupada explains in the translation. There are many words like that. Sanskrit words, they don't have an English equivalent. So we try to communicate that in the best possible manner, like that. That's another aspect of humility, is to accept a spiritual master, because sometimes people don't, first of all, people just generally don't like to get knowledge from others. They want to discover everything by themselves. And even if they go to books like Bhagavad Gita, sometimes people, they just want to derive their own interpretation. Sometimes we sell Bhagavad Gita books. They say, no, I don't want any interpretation. I want to, understand it myself. But actually Bhagavad Gita is not meant to be understood like that. Actually the verse prior to the verse that we are discussing in this 4th chapter, that Krishna says, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-reliant souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So that is, by accepting spiritual master, you get all the knowledge so easily. Right? So when we have humility, we accept a guru, and the guru gives us the knowledge, and we benefit from that knowledge. It's so simple, but that requires the humility to accept a guru and serve him and surrender to his instruction. So once we have the humility, the whole world is there for us. Whatever, all our aspirations are fulfilled in that relationship of service to Guru and Krishna. So that is the fertile soil on which the bhakti flower or plant grows. So the Aarti is starting, so we'll finish here. And then at 7:50 we'll have Damodara Ashtakam. Thank you very much for coming. Hare Krishna.
Kibadaki nenitai cha Bame garadara Kibadaki Bame Nikate Advaita Srini Vasachatra Nika Hibaboshi Ache Goracha Ratna Simhasani Boshi Ache Gora Ratna Simhasani Arati Korena Brahma Adi Devaganeya Narahari Adi Kori Chamaradulaya Banara Mukunda Basu Ghosh Adi Gaya Sanjaya Kiva Shankar Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Kiva Shankar Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasala Madhura Mridanga Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanka Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanka Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur 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 Baje Madhur Madhur Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Gaurange Arati Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Arati Shobha Jagajana Mana Jagajana Manaloba Jagajana Manaloba Jagajana Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Kiba Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujwala Kiba Bahu Gala Dese Banamala Kore Jala Mala Gala Shiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gadagara Shiva Shiva Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Bhakti Shiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati Kishobha Shiva Jayo Gaura Chande Janavi tatavane Jagamanalo Janavi tatavane Jagamanalo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jayo Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Radhe Jayo Radhe. Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi. Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Prabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnu Pada Paramanta Parivacharya Stotsa Sati Srivanga Sisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki, नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से हो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, गंगा माई यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, समवेद भक्तवृंद की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Krishna Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine. Praladadayine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. 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 Shilatanganakalaye. Shilatanganakalaye. Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha. Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha. Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha. Yato yato yami tato Nrsimha. Yato yato yami tato Nrsimha. Pahi Nrsimha hridaye Nrsimha. Pahi Nrsimha hridaye Nrsimha. Pahi Nrsimha hridaye Nrsimha. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapade. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapade. Tava kara kamalavare naka adbhuta shringa. Dalita hiranyakashipu tanu bringam. Keshavadita narahari rupa. Jai Jagadish Hare. जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। कर कमल वारे नाकाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगाम, केशवदीता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। अद्भुत श्रृंगार, जय नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव, नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव। जय भक्त प्रहलाद, भक्त प्रहलाद, भक्त प्रहलाद, जय भक्त प्रहलाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, शील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्तविंद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं, लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं, लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। यशोदाभियोलुकलादवमानं, परामृष्टम् अत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या। यशोदापियोलुकलादवमानां परां दृष्टामत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या रुदन्तमोहनेत्रयुग्मं वृजन्तां कराम्बोजयुग्मेन शातं गनेत्राम् कराम्बोजयुग्मेन शातं गनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पातिरेकान्तकण्ठ स्थितग्रीवं दामोदरं भक्तिपदाम् मुहुश्वासकम्पातिरेकान्तकण्ठ स्थितग्रीवं दामोदरं भक्तिपदम् इति दृक्ष्वालीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आज्ञापयन्तम् इति दृक्ष्वालीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे सघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आज्ञापयन्तम् तदीयेषितज्ञेषु भक्तजितत्वं पुनर्प्रेम तस्तं शतावृत्ति वन्दे तदीयेषितज्ञेषु भक्तजितत्वं पुनर्प्रेम तस्तं शतावृत्ति वन्दे वरं दिवा मोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यवृणेऽहं वरेषदपिह इदं देव पुरुनाथ गोपाल बालं सदा मे मनस्य वीरस्तं किमन्ये इदं देव पुरुनाथ गोपाल बालं सदा मे मनस्य वीरस्तं किमन्ये इदं ते मूकाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलवृतं कुण्डलै स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या इदं ते मूकाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलवृतं कुण्डलै स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरतादरं मे मनस्य वीरास्तं वरं लक्षलाभः मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरतादरं मे मनस्य वीरास्तं वरं लक्षलाभः नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमग्नम् नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालब्धिमग्नम् कृपा दृष्टि वृष्याति दिनं वतानु गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञं मे दक्षिदृश्या कृपा दृष्टि वृष्याति दिनं वतानु ग्रहाणि क्षमामज्ञं ये दक्षिदृश्या कुबेरात्मजौ पद्ममुत्यैव यत्त्वा त्वयामुचितौ भक्तिभजौ कृतौ च कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमुत्यैव यत्त्वा त्वयामुचितौ भक्तिभजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयक्ष न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयक्ष न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्तेऽस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमस्तेऽस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतोभ्याम् 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Damodar Radha, Damodar Radha, Damodar Radhe. Jaya Radha, Kunja Bihari Radha, Kunja Bihari Radha, Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare.
Namaste, Namaste Narasingaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Praladaladaine, Hiranyakashipurvakshaha, Shilatankanakalaye, Ito Narsimho Parato Narsingo, Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho, Yato Yato Bahe Narsimho Hridaye Narsingo, Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye Narasingha Madhim Sharanam Prapadye, Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanu Bringan Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavaka Dalit Tanumringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Shri Narsingha Jai Narsimha Jai Jai Narsingha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Narsingha Jai Narsingha Jai Jai Narsingha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Narsingha Jai Narsimha Jai Jai Narsimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Narsingha Jai 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 Narsingha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Jai Lakshmi Narsingha Jai Lakshmi Narsingha Jai Lakshmi Narasimha 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 Jai Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Prahlad Jai Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna. We welcome you all to this Wednesday night Bhagavad Gita class, and we would like to thank our speaker, His Grace Govinda Caran Prabhu, for giving tonight's Bhagavad Gita class. Hari Bol. So as all of you know, we are on the last 5 days of the Damodar month, and I hope everybody had a nice time of observing various austerities and fasts. So now the last 5 days are basically called the Bhishma Panchaka. And if we have not done, the significance of these 5 days is that if you have not done Chaturmas properly, you can basically do whatever, you can take a certain vows and you can do those austerities on these 5 days to compensate for not doing it for the past nearly 4 months. So whatever austerities you can do, like chanting more rounds or not eating prasadam for one time, or eating only during the day, not skipping it at night, you can do whatever you want. But the idea is to remember the Lordships more and more on this next 5 days. And it will end on Sunday evening. The Kartik month will end. So we welcome you all for this next 4 or 5 days. You can come to the temple and offer the ghee lamb to the lordships whenever possible. Also on this Friday, we will have Harinam at Palo Alto starting at 7 p.m. It will be at the University and Emerson Avenue intersection, also known as Lytton Plaza. So please come in large numbers. Prabhupada wanted us to do this Harinam so that we can spread this Sankirtan movement all over the world. And this is a good opportunity for us to do it in the month of Kartik. So we request each and every one to come to Palo Alto and help us in distribute books, singing the Kirtans, and spreading the holy names all over the Bay Area. So please come down, and on Saturday and Sunday we will continue with our marathon festival for distributing Bhagavad Gitas. And if you would like to sponsor any Bhagavad Gita sets or a Bhagavad Gita tile for the tile wall, please contact me or Sri Krishna Purushottam Prabhu, and we will be able to help you. And now we will have prasadam prayers, and then we can. And we'll also like to welcome His Grace Ramanand Saka Prabhu. He is back from Vrindavan Yatra. So anybody wants to take his blessings, you can take it from him on this month of Kartik. So we'll chant prasadam prayers now, and then we'll have prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Sharira vidya jal jodendriya tahe ka jive pele vishaya sagare. Everybody can chant together. Tan madhye jivahati lobho moy sudurmati ताके चिता कठिन संसारे कृष्णा बड़ दयामय कोरी भारे जीव जाय स्वप्रसाद अन्नति लोभाय से अन्नामृत पावो राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य नीता कदीन शांति पुरे प्रभु अद्वैते रगरे मुई प्रभु भजने बसिलो ठाकुरिया स्वादना प्रभु बोले भक्तगणा ऐशा कृष्णाश्वतिलो तेनो शकस्वदने कृष्णा प्रेमाशे मने सई प्रेमे कोरो अस्वदा जाड़ा बुद्धि परिहरी प्रसाद भोजन कोरी हरि हरि बोलो सर्वजान हरि हरि बोलो सर्वजान महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमो ब्राह्मण वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासने भजायते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिराच्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो यासु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते भगवत् श्री महाप्रसादम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. Please come take prasadam. We request all the devotees to take prasadam on this side of the room so it will be easier to clean. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
We thank all the devotees. We thank all the devotees who have joined us online. We are going to end our program for today. We will be going live on this coming Saturday, starting at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Thank you again. Hare Krishna.